Matt Armstrong just sent his crashed $4 million Bugatti Chiron Sports exhaust system to Valvetronic Designs for custom scanning and fabrication. This marks the latest development in what's become the most controversial hypercar rebuild on YouTube, and what Valvetronic is building could completely transform how this impossible project sounds. The wild journey that brought us here isn't just about an exhaust system. It's about a British YouTuber who's gone toe-to-toe with Bugatti themselves, split a hypercar chassis with a garbage can, and is now working with one of America's top exhaust manufacturers to create something that's never been attempted before. Matt Armstrong breaks the mold of typical car YouTubers. Born in Leicester in 1993, he learned car repair fundamentals in his father Tony's garage, working alongside someone who knew what they were doing. But Matt's path to automotive fame started through BMX. He launched his YouTube channel in April 2013, originally showcasing his BMX skills. The guy had serious talent, even making it to the BMX World Championships. But during a qualification round, while attempting a 720 tail whip, Matt dislocated his shoulder. That injury haunted him, with the shoulder popping out even while he slept. Eventually, it forced him to retire from competitive BMX entirely. That career-ending injury redirected Matt down a completely different path. The pivotal moment came when his girlfriend's Audi TT got wrecked in a crash. Instead of walking away, Matt bought the salvaged car from the insurance company for just £600. He documented the entire rebuild process, and something clicked. This wasn't just about fixing a car. It was about storytelling, about showing people that with enough determination and creativity, you could bring something back from the dead. Today, Matt Armstrong commands 6.3 million subscribers watching his every move. In just the last 30 days, he's gained 320,000 new subscribers and racked up nearly 34 million views. His cumulative view count sits at over 870 million across 512 videos. The guy who started out doing BMX tricks is now estimated to be worth between £3.5 million and £5 million, pulling in monthly earnings that can hit nearly $40,000. Not bad for someone who describes himself as a regular guy winging it as I go along. But Matt's latest project makes everything else look like child's play. We're talking about a Bugatti Chiron Sport, one of only 60 ever made, with a starting price of $3.06 million. This isn't just any Bugatti either. The Sport is the track-focused variant, the one where Bugatti took their already insane 1,500 horsepower W16 engine and tuned it to rev 200 revolutions per minute higher, up to 6,900 revolutions per minute. They fitted it with Michelin Sport Cup 2R tires that increase lateral grip by 10%. They made the springs 65% stiffer at the front and 33% stiffer at the rear. And here's where it gets really interesting for our exhaust story. The factory exhaust system is 3D printed out of titanium. The car belonged to Alex Gonzalez, a 24-year-old influencer known for flaunting his exotic car collection. But Alex had already put this particular Sport through hell. Earlier in the year, he'd cracked the rear carbon fiber wing by doing squats on it, damaging a component worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then he planted the nose into the back of a Japanese K truck. Finally, in what would be the car's death blow, he crashed it so hard that the insurance company declared it a total loss. When the wrecked Sport went up for auction at Copart, Alex himself bid $1.06 million to buy it back. After all the fees, he was looking at roughly $1.09 million for a car that was essentially scrap metal. But here's where the story gets really interesting, and where Matt Armstrong enters the picture. Matt flew to Miami in October 2025 to inspect the wreckage. What he found was carnage. The front end was completely destroyed, the chassis was bent, and the damage was so severe that Bugatti immediately blacklisted the VIN number, refusing to sell any replacement parts. This wasn't just about money, though the repair costs were staggering. We're talking about $174,000 per headlight, $200,000 per front fender, over $50,000 for a partial hood section, and nearly $100,000 for the iconic grille surround. A complete factory repair would have cost more than $1.07 million. But Bugatti's refusal to cooperate wasn't just about cost. It was about safety and brand protection, as Bugatti CEO Mate Rimac would later explain. "We just don't think it's safe. I'd love to support it, but it's not the right thing to do." The company insisted that splitting the chassis required specialized equipment available at only 2 facilities worldwide, and that the structural repairs exceeded what independent shops could safely accomplish. This is where Matt Armstrong showed exactly why he's built such a massive following. Faced with Bugatti's corporate wall, he didn't back down. "All of this needs rebuilding, and we need to 3D print, make, and fix all the parts to be able to do that," he declared. When Alex Gonzalez issued a 24-hour ultimatum, threatening to 3D print replacement parts if Bugatti didn't cooperate, it was Matt who was ready to make it happen. The standoff reached a breaking point in November 2025, when Mate Rimac himself slid into Alex Gonzalez's DMs. "Hey man, Bugatti CEO here," the message began. Not exactly how you'd expect a conversation with one of the world's most exclusive automakers to start. Rimac explained why 3D printing wasn't viable. "You can't 3D print parts for a Bugatti. Your gearbox and carbon fiber monocoque are probably damaged. Those can't be 3D printed." He offered to help with a more cost-effective repair approach, and the VIN blacklist was lifted. But Matt Armstrong had already committed to the impossible. In February 2026, he and his father, Tony, achieved what Bugatti said required specialized facilities available at only 2 locations worldwide. Using basic workshop equipment and improvised tools, including the wheeled base from a garbage can, they successfully split the hypercar's chassis. The front tub separated from the rear drivetrain frame, revealing the full extent of the damage. The crash had shoved the engine forward, crushing coolant pipes and denting critical areas. A cast aluminum engine mount support was broken, but incredibly, the main engine block and transmission had escaped serious damage. Valvetronic Designs enters our story here, and that's why this exhaust project is so significant. Valvetronic isn't just any exhaust company. Founded by Austin Huffman while he was an engineering student at Lehigh University, the company has built its reputation on creating what they call the greatest sounding exhaust systems in the world. Based in Boyertown, Pennsylvania, they've grown from a startup that relied on drop shipping to a company with their own engineering team, state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities, and 454,000 Instagram followers watching their every move. Valvetronic specializes in valved exhaust systems, the kind where you can be loud when you want, quiet when you need to be, all at the touch of a button. They work exclusively with T304 stainless steel and Grade 5 titanium, materials chosen for their exceptional heat resistance, durability, and acoustic qualities. Every component is thoroughly inspected to ensure strength, purity, and consistency before fabrication. But the Bugatti project represents something entirely new for them. Remember, the factory Chiron Pure Sport exhaust is 3D printed titanium, engineered to handle the massive heat and pressure generated by that 1,500 horsepower W16 engine. It's not just about making noise, it's about managing exhaust flow in a way that doesn't interfere with the car's performance or damage the engine. When Matt Armstrong and his team sent the damaged exhaust system to Valvetronic for scanning, they were essentially asking the company to reverse engineer one of the most advanced exhaust systems Atoms ever created. Using 3D scanning technology, Valvetronic is mapping every curve, every diameter change, every mounting point. They're analyzing how the factory system manages exhaust flow, how it integrates with the car's complex electronics, and how they can improve on it while maintaining the structural integrity needed for a 1,500 horsepower application. The challenge is immense. This isn't like creating an exhaust for a modified Mustang or even a McLaren. The Chiron's W16 engine produces exhaust temperatures that would melt conventional materials. The exhaust system has to work in harmony with the car's active aerodynamics, its multiple driving modes, and its incredibly sophisticated engine management system. Get it wrong, and you're not just looking at poor performance. You could damage a multi-million-dollar engine. But Valvetronic has advantages that even Bugatti might envy. While Bugatti's 3D printed titanium system is engineered for perfection and durability, it's also engineered for discretion. The Pursport, despite being the most track-focused Chiron, still has to meet noise regulations and maintain the refined character Bugatti customers expect. Matt Armstrong has different priorities. He wants this car to sound like the beast it is. This is where Valvetronic's expertise in valved systems becomes crucial. They can create an exhaust that's civilized when needed, but absolutely savage when the valves open. Imagine a system that can purr like a luxury sedan in comfort mode, then roar like a Formula One car when you switch to track mode. The technology exists. Valvetronic has been perfecting it for years across dozens of different platforms. The scanning process alone is fascinating. Valvetronic is using advanced 3D scanning technology to create a digital twin of the factory exhaust system. They're mapping not just the external dimensions, but the internal flow characteristics, understanding how the factory system manages back pressure and exhaust velocity. This data becomes the foundation for their custom design, ensuring that their system will integrate seamlessly with the car's existing infrastructure. What makes this project even more remarkable is the material science involved. The factory system uses titanium because it can handle the extreme temperatures without warping or cracking. Valvetronic will likely use their Grade 5 titanium, which offers similar properties, but can be formed and welded using their specialized fabrication techniques. The result should be a system that matches or exceeds the factory performance while delivering the sound Matt Armstrong is looking for. The timing of this development is perfect. Matt has successfully split the chassis, proven that the engine and transmission are salvageable, and identified the specific components that need rebuilding or replacement. The custom exhaust system will be one of the first major components to be finalized, setting the tone for the entire rebuild project. But there's another layer to this story that makes it even more compelling. Mate Rimac himself has been watching the project unfold, commenting on Matt's videos and keeping tabs on the progress. The Bugatti CEO has publicly stated his concerns about the safety implications of amateur repairs on such a sophisticated machine. But he's also shown respect for Matt's determination and skill. Having Valvetronic create a proper exhaust system addresses some of those safety concerns, while demonstrating that this rebuild isn't just about cobbling parts together. It's about engineering solutions that meet or exceed factory standards. The broader implications of this project extend far beyond one YouTuber's rebuild. If Matt Armstrong and Valvetronic succeed, they'll have proven that even the most exclusive hypercars can be serviced and modified outside the manufacturer's network. They'll have shown that American engineering and fabrication can match what European manufacturers claim requires their specialized facilities. For the car community, this represents something even more significant. It's about the right to repair, about not being held hostage by manufacturer parts monopolies, and about the creativity and determination that drives automotive enthusiasm. When Alex Gonzalez's insurance company wrote off that Chiron Pursport, they were essentially saying it was worthless. Matt Armstrong is proving them wrong. The custom exhaust project also highlights how the aftermarket has evolved. Companies like Valvetronic aren't just making loud pipes anymore. They're creating sophisticated engineering solutions that can compete with factory systems from the world's most prestigious manufacturers. The fact that they can reverse engineer and improve on a 3D printed titanium exhaust system shows just how far the industry has come. As this project continues to unfold, every step is being watched by millions of viewers and industry professionals. The custom exhaust system will be one of the first major components to show the world what this rebuilt Persport will become. It's not just about the sound, though that W16 engine deserves an exhaust note that matches its performance. It's about proving that with enough skill, determination, and the right partners, even the most impossible projects can become reality. The collaboration between Matt Armstrong and Valvetronic Designs represents everything that's exciting about the current automotive landscape. It's traditional British determination meeting American engineering innovation. It's YouTube creativity meeting industrial precision. It's a crashed hypercar getting a second chance thanks to people who refuse to accept that something is impossible. When that custom exhaust system is finally installed and that rebuilt Chiron Persport fires up for the first time, it won't just be the sound of a W16 engine. It'll be the sound of barriers being broken, of conventional wisdom being challenged, and of the automotive community proving once again that passion and determination can overcome any obstacle. Matt Armstrong started this journey as a BMX rider who got hurt and learned to fix cars. Now he's working with one of America's top exhaust manufacturers to create something that's never been done before. That's not just a great YouTube story. That's the spirit of automotive enthusiasm at its finest.